Hello everybody, this is Daniel Babis from Daily Soap Dish. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. We cover a ton of 90 Day Fiance as well as some other stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Rose and Ed, Rosemarie Vega and Ed Brown. This has been the couple of the past season on Before the 90 Days. They had a lot of buzz, and of course they had a lot of buzz even after the show because that relationship was a catastrophic disaster, and it ended up with a lot of bitterness, a lot of hate between the two, with insults being slurred back and forth from Rose back to Ed and vice versa. So it's been quite interesting to say the least, but one of the most interesting, I guess we can say interesting moments of last season was, of course, when Ed decided to give Rosemarie that toothbrush, right? Because he was saying that her breath smells awful. And of course, Rosemarie then told him that she has an ulcer. It's not because she doesn't brush her teeth. It's not because her dental hygiene isn't up to par. It's because, well, she has a medical condition. And that made Ed look like a complete jackass. And, you know, he kind of looked like an idiot there for not really talking to her instead of just taking this very, very insulting approach with her. Well, Rosemarie and Ed are also on this season on the spin-off of 90 Day Fiance called Before 90 Day Strikes Back, where the cast members on the previous season of Before the 90 Days, well, they get to strike back at their haters. So Rose was on there, and she had some interesting words for Ed Brown. So she was there, and she said that when she met Big Ed Brown at the airport, well, he really stank. He smelled sour, and it was like he didn't bathe properly. And really, that's really hilarious considering all this talk of Ed about Rosemarie not having proper hygiene. So the favor is being returned. It's actually Ed that supposedly didn't smell very good. And we know that Ed has all these allergies. He needs his 1,000 thread count sheets, and he has all these things. I believe he also has some skin allergies. So perhaps that might be a reason why he's not using deodorant or he's not using cologne. Who knows? I mean, it's a long flight from San Diego to the Philippines. He can be excused a bit somewhere. But, I mean, there's a bathroom, you can go and you can freshen up, and especially when you're meeting the love of your life, like he said multiple times, his queen, I think that you want to look and you want to smell your best. So, the fact that he smelled sour, that he smelled like a person that doesn't know how to bathe properly, I think that's really interesting. And look, I'm not really that surprised because we saw on the show actually that Ed sweats like a pig. Anytime that he's out in public doing basically anything, you see all the sweat drenching off of him. It's really pretty incredible. I guess because he's overweight. I'm not exactly sure, but the man looks like he can't walk for 5 meters without looking like he's been in a bath. So I can only imagine him being, in an airplane, probably a little bit stressful, starting to sweat and whatnot. So, and it's also, like 20 hours or so from San Diego to the Philippines. So it's a long flight, and he probably didn't smell very good, like she says. So I'm not really that surprised. I just find it kind of funny and ironic that, well, it's not actually Rosemarie. Rosemarie has a problem. She has a medical condition, but it's actually Ed Brown that is not really taking care of himself when it comes to, physical hygiene. So I find that really interesting. And of course, these two, they're going to be going back and forth at it. This is nothing new. Rose, of course, is not a fan of Big Ed Brown. She's accusing him of using her for social media fame. And I gotta say that I agree with that. He definitely did use her, in my opinion, because when he met her, he had his little Big Ed, stickers. He on his backpack, he had them everywhere, basically. He even says that when he was in Japan last year, he was handing out his Big Ed sticker. So social media fame has been a part of his goal for quite some time. I think that he saw Rose as a person that he could use to achieve that goal, and he did just what he wanted to do. That's my opinion. However, I think that actually Rose is the one that's winning out on this, because if you look at her YouTube channel, her YouTube is growing like wildfire. So she's actually the one that is more popular of the two on the internet at the moment.